Basics with Brena. On this week's episode, I'm going to show you how to use a deep waver. First thing you want to do, preheat that sucker. If you have more coarse hair, you want to set it higher. But if you have damaged, kind of blonde, fine hair, use a lower heat setting. This one is the Mermade Waver. I will put a link where I got it down below. Something to note with these guys, it's heavy. It's like top heavy. Like, look at all that metal. It's, ooh. While your iron is preheating, make sure you use a heat protectant. I'm going to use Ever Smooth by Kevin Murphy. Next, you're going to section your hair. If your hair is really fine, you don't necessarily have to section it. I like to section right at the top of the ears, all the way back, so I can do that nape area first. So the back, you can take bigger chunks and not worry about it as much. You just want to put a little shape in there. You kind of start about that much away from the root. Ooh, and that shape looks so good already. The hard part is knowing how far to go down. If you go too far down, you're gonna get like a gross hump kind of shape. See, that looks so nice, and it doesn't have to be perfecto or anything. Now I'm gonna go too far so you guys can see what I mean. You see how you don't have that nice wave in there, but on this side it's all kind of even? This is what happens when you go too far down. Now, whenever I'm curling or styling my hair, I like to start in the back, and I will part my hair right down the center in the back here. Now I'm just gonna grab a chunk from the back. I don't want it to be super tight back there, so you know, you can take a pretty big piece. Now, I found the easiest way to do this and to get the softest shape is to use it as at a vertical. So either count to 10 or whenever you feel like it. Okay, now sliding it down just a little bit. And you see how I'm turning it like that? I don't want to press this side up because then you're gonna get a ridge where that bar is. And maybe just a little plopsy on the tips. Okay girls, this is one of those hairstyles where halfway through you might be like, what the hell, I suck. But trust me, you don't. Just keep going. Keep chugging away. Remember, kind of turn it outwards like that. And I like to take smaller chunks as I get to the front. Oh, she stank. Oh, girl left that on slightly too long. Okay, a little small section. Remember, going vertically. And then we are going to curve this edge towards your mirror. And this prevents a line right there. You see this little hump? That last curl there? You're gonna put the bar right over top of it. The way I do it, you do get a little more heat on one spot, which isn't necessarily good for your hair. That's why you're gonna make sure you use the heat protectant and the lowest heat. Do you guys see how quick this is? Like, stop. Okay, so I have curtain bangs that are kind of growing out. So these are your front pieces, so you do want to be really careful with them. You don't need to start it as close to the root. Okay, I'm gonna hold. Remember, curve it out like that so you're not getting that line. And you know what? It looks a little jacked right now, but trust me, I'm not worried. It'll all come together, ladies. Oh yeah, back here. Looks like I missed a guy. No prob. Just throw a few little waves in there, honey. Honey? Oh my gosh, like, fuck. Okay, now spray a little bedroom hair in there. Or whatever hairspray you guys got. Anything medium hold or texturizing. I prefer texturizing because it adds a little bit of volume to the waves. Okay, now let's do the other side. Remember, have the bars facing the front and then bevel the outer side towards your mirror. Make sure each section is brushed out before you do your waves on it. So I'd say the most important thing when you're doing this is really pay attention that the first bar is going into the last wave that you made. Really look and pay attention. Here's my last wave. Now I'm gonna put the bar over it like that, you see? That way you can continue your nice wave. And if it seems too wavy at first, don't worry gals, she'll relax, honey. So if you're digging this look, that's totally dope, awesome. But if you wanted, you could also run your fingers through the finished look. That'll make it a little more textured and fuzzy looking and less rain, you know? So remember, when styling your hair with a deep waver, use heat protectant, set the temperature to something that works for your hair. Don't set it too hot if you have fine, damaged hair. Bigger sections means looser waves. And yeah, holding it at a vertical angle and turning it towards the mirror like that. And that prevents getting that ridge. You don't see anything along the top of mine. That is like the hardest thing when you're learning, is because you could get like a kink from this, that line right there, because this gets hot and it could add like a freaking harsh line. So yeah, doing it on a vertical and going like that is gonna diminish that. And if you feel like you suck, keep going, because it's gonna look banging no matter what. Even if you get a ridge, I feel like it kind of falls out anyway eventually, you know what I mean? Thanks so much for tuning in to this week's episode of Basics with Brena. If you have any hairstyles you want me to teach you, then drop them in the comment box below. I'll see you next week. Bye!